This is a little warning before the intro of the video happens. I was sick during the recording of this entirely, so throughout the video, including the intro, I'm going to be through various stages of sick. I'm fine now, but here we go. Today, I want to talk about some RPGs. I'm taking a page out of my friend Shinky's books, and I want to talk about some RPGs for beginners, because I know RPGs can be a little intimidating for new people. We were all there once. Trust me, sorry that I sound a little sick, because I'm sick right now. And after the Saturn video, I just wanted to make another video to list off some games. It was fun, but my rules are, one game per franchise. Welcome back to Fox's Game Room. So the first game in this video is Parasite Eve, developed by Square and released on the PS1, late in its life cycle. I am playing my Japanese copy because this game is very import friendly. You may need to look at a guide for like one or two things when it comes to equipment upgrading, but other than that, this game is pretty straightforward. You play as Aya Brea, detective for the NYPD 17th Precinct, and you're on a date. How cute. Though an RPG starting with an opera, is Celeste singing? It's a Square game, so it'd be a funny reference. Nah, it's a woman named Eve, but something's wrong with Eve. During the performance, she awakens the mitochondria, which also awakens abilities in Aya, letting her cast magic with an MP bar, though other people just catch on fire. She's lucky, I guess. This game is a mix between turn-based and action, because you have to run around the battlefield while waiting for your ATB bar to fill up, dodging enemy attacks. Then it turns to turn-based to choose your target, to fire your guns, or just use your magic. Humans are not the only things affected by the mitochondria. Animals turn into grotesque creatures, and as a kid, that scared me a lot. Though this game is, if Final Fantasy and Resident Evil had a baby, this is perfection. This game is split into 4 days and 2 discs. It's rather short, but you can blow through it in around 30 or 40 hours. But it's worth replaying because there's a New Game Plus that has a New Game Plus dungeon. If you want to test yourself, of course. You can get this game on the PS3 or the Vita. But there's no new port since this is a sequel to the book of the same name, so the license has expired. And if you like the first game, there is a sequel called Parasite Eve 2, which, fun fact, was the only Parasite Eve game released in Europe for the longest time. Kinda weird to release Parasite Eve 2 and not 1 in Europe. But in Parasite Eve 2, you get to unlock the Gunblade. Second up in this video, I think is a really good one for newbies that want to add puzzle solving to the mix. Wild Arms Alta Code F is a remake of the classic PS1 RPG, originally released for the PS1 obviously. You play as Rudy, a wanderer ending up in Surf Village, living a peaceful life until Tony's father falls ill, and the magical Holy Berry is rumored to heal all wounds and illnesses, and Tony goes into the Forbidden Berry Cave. And Rudy ends up saving Tony, but an ancient evil unleashes when the berry is grabbed, and Rudy, using his arm, defeats it. But arms are forbidden and cursed, so Rudy is casted out of the village, despite saving Tony's father. While that is going on, Jack and Cecilia are on their own journeys. Jack is looking for the absolute power. Reminds me of Jack Atlas. And Cecilia is going into the Forbidden Library and unlocking a Guardian. Needs to find friends and go on a journey. The game has a lot of twists and turns that sometimes will make you scratch your head and go, what the fuck? Though the game, you'll get tools that each character uses and you'll need to use them to solve puzzles. Each character's introduction segment does teach you how to use them. I only played and beat in the PS1 version originally, but I heard this remake has some new characters, and it also uses the battle and exploration system of Wild Arms 3. Unlike Wild Arms 1, which is on the PSN for the PS3, Vita, and PSP, 4 and 5, Alter Code F is still stuck on the PS2. And English copies are a little expensive, so are Japanese copies. But if you really want to play it, you can find it. Now, for this game right here, I want to talk about is from 2008, and it is a great game from that era. No, it is not a JRPG, but I am talking about Fallout 3, which was Bethesda's first Fallout game, and overall the 5th Fallout game that was released in general at that time. Now, why am I saying Fallout 3 is a great beginner's RPG? Well, because it is. It's not too complicated. You can get from point A to point B easily, enemies scale with you, and there's different ways you can go through the game. You can focus on big guns, small guns, melee weapons, bladed weapons, fists, you name it. You could try a pacifist run. There's different ways you can play the game. You can customize your character, and it's accessible on a lot of systems. You can play it on the 360, the PS3 if you want, despite the lags and freezing, or you can play it on the Xbox Series S and X, which gives it a performance and resolution boost. But if you play it on PC, you have access to mods which can change the game in great ways. Now this game starts, you are born, like literally you are born, you get to create your character, But something goes wrong, your mom dies during childbirth, and your father, voiced by Liam Neeson, of all people, which is kinda cool, tells the doctor to get you out of here. Though 1 year later, you're in a different place. Huh, Vault 111 does not look like the place you were born, but you get to build your stat, and then... Although, the next few minutes gameplay, you're going through the next 18 years of your life. You get to pick your perks, your other stuff, and you get to choose your dialogue choices. This game has a karma system. You can either be good, bad, or neutral. But to stay neutral, you have to both do good and bad things to equal it out. If you're too good, you have a mercenary group coming after you. If you're bad, you have a bounty hunter group coming after you. There's many quests to do, main and side, and once you leave the vault, the world opens up to you and you can go anywhere you want. It can get pretty boring in the wastes, but don't worry, your trusty Pip-Boy has a radio station you can listen to with the legendary Three Dog, and we love Three Dog in this house. So get some ice-cold Nuka-Colas, get those stim packs, get those Rataways, and get your best friend dog meat, and go explore the wastes, my friend. This one on the list is a game a good friend of the channel, Shinky, recently gifted me, Quartet, which, good news for people who own a Switch, it's now on the Switch. Now I believe Quartet, in my opinion, is one of the best indie RPGs I've played since Sea of Stars. You could choose between 4 chapters to play, and I picked our chunky funny guy, Ben Bellani. There will be no Ben slander in the comments, thank you very much. He's a guy who just wanted to get to work and get paid. When the mob shows up at the restaurant he works at, and Ben hasn't been paid in a bit, and neither has the mob, and Ben, being mad, rushed in and demanded his money, but they decided to take Ben out back and rough him up a bit. During the fight, which his weapon is a spatula, he awakens his magical powers, which he says he's too old for this shit, but sadly, waking up 4 days later, his job has been blown up. So jobless, moneyless, and his landlord hounding his ass for rent, Ben decides to become a discount wizard for hire. Now we have to make some crazy money, or we're out on the streets. Quartet plays like Final Fantasy, Phantasy Star, Dragon Quest, you know, the classic RPGs from the SNES and Genesis era. Though instead of MP, we have AP, and if you do some actions in game, you regenerate AP during the battles. The AP allows you to cast spells or use abilities. I'm not going to say anything more story-wise, but the music and gameplay is solid. And its visuals is on par with the SNES and Genesis classics. If you were to choose a game for your first RPG, it definitely has to be Quartet. Now this one, I know, Fox, you're only putting Persona 4 on here because Revival is coming out next year, and yeah, you got me there. But the version of Persona 4 I'm recommending is the PS2 version. I mean, what gives with that one? I mean, I prefer the PS2 version over Golden. I hate Marie. But the PS2 version I think is still good enough for newcomers to play. Persona 3, 4 was a lot of people's entry points to the series back in the PS2 games. Not me though, I started with one on the PS1. Since there's an easy mode that has weaker enemies and gives you 20 auto revives throughout the game, you are Yu Narukami, a transfer student come from the big city to a town of Inaba. Inaba, huh? Do they dance crazy there? Your parents work overseas, so for the next year, you're sent off to live with your uncle, Ryotaro Dojima, and your Junes-obsessed cousin, Nanako. Here you are tasked with solving mysterious murders going around town with the friends you make along the way, and a bear. Now, Persona is a turn-based RPG that has social elements. Like you can rank up social stats to make tougher choices throughout the game, or do things like get a job, make some money, hang out with friends, wonder why your uncle's never home. You'll work on that social link over time, trust me, it is worth it. But there's also a time limit, and if you're too late, the game is over. But the game does give you like a month of in-game time before something happens, each dungeon. Like you can spend one of the days just grinding and just doing other stuff until the final day. One of the aspects of the game is the fusion, where you can take one persona, fuse it with another, and make a big bad guy. Now, there's no footage here for anything else, because I gave myself a 2-hour time limit to record footage for this video, and within 2 hours, you just don't do too much. Because this game, along with Kingdom Hearts 2, has one of the longest intro sequences of RPGs. But if you want an easier time, you could play Golden, where it has a very easy mode, which gives you unlimited revives and massive EXP money boost. I mean, I know a lot of people want to experience the story, so if you just want to watch the story, just play Golden. Though if you want a little challenge despite being a beginner, yes, play the PS2 version. Hey, what's this? You made it to the end of the video. That's cool. Now, I mean, if you have a beginner RPG for people to play, comment it down below, and if you like this video, how about a like, and if you want to see more, subscribe and hit that ding-a-ling button. I'll see you all later.